guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kazanthi here, and today we are building a tiered beach holiday home. So this was meant to be the mermaid core aesthetic tiny home running on from my previous video, which was an old money aesthetic apartment, and from before that boho, and from before that Barbie core. Unfortunately, my brain decided it was going to do its own thing. And I just ran away with this idea of tiered build, like a tiered build like this, on different levels of stilts, and ended up not being very mermaidy at all. And I only realized this by like the end of building. So here we are with this build that I wasn't actually planning. You can see I've built the shell now, so we've got 3 different levels. We've got a main living area, which is technically at ground level, even though it's a tiny bit above the water line, and then we've got a slightly like a middle tier shell, and then a top tier shell behind the middle tier shell. So the 2 on the left are the living quarters, like the bedrooms. So we've got one with a double bed and one with 2 singles, and then the one that's at ground level is the kitchen living space with entry, like access onto the deck porch thingy, and that's where like there's just seating, outdoor cooking area kind of thing. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to cough. I'm just a bit ill, if you couldn't tell. And I think that's just kind of made me not really focused whilst I'm doing these 2 builds. I've done them again on the same day, this previous old money aesthetic one and this one today. And overall, there's something just about them that's just made me not really that happy with them. And I don't know whether it's just because I'm ill or whether it's because, yeah, I just, like, I don't feel like I've put the right, like, you know, a good amount of effort into them. I don't feel like I've put my usual amount of effort into building, but it's different. Like, I think I'm just trying to experiment at the moment. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing all these different aesthetics, is to experiment and see what I like. And I definitely do like the island aesthetic a lot. I really enjoyed building the A-frame beach house. And this was enjoyable too, but I just, yeah, I think it's also hard because I don't have better build by at the moment, and getting into debug, it's all kind of hodgepodge in my build catalog because the better build by is activated because I didn't unactivate it before I took it out or before I updated my game, and so it's kind of stuck that way, and I need to get it back to unactivate it and have it like normal, or to activate it and have it like how it should be instead of this weird halfway point that I currently have. But yeah, hopefully after these builds it'll be a bit better, it'll be a bit more, I know I'll feel it a bit more, but yeah, these 2 I don't know, I've just been struggling a lot. But you can see now I'm just starting on the main living space. We've built the deck area. Was very simple, there's nothing really much to explain there. But here I'm just choosing a little table, so I was mainly going for a very blue color scheme. Like, the blue was the highlight of the color scheme, and then everything else was neutral. So you can see I've used like neutral boards and then blue siding on the other building, on the mid-tier building, and yeah, and then like blue tile and everything. So that's kind of like my pop of color throughout the build. One bedroom is very yellow, which I just felt, yeah, it just felt right. But otherwise, yeah, blue and neutrals throughout the build. I've actually never used these counters in this swatch before. The one that we have now. Well, either of them I don't think I've ever really used. But these are the island living counters, which I do really like just because of how they have the countertop running over onto the side, and then I'm pretty sure the fridge is definitely from Snowy Escape, but the oven I'm pretty sure is from, no, is it Cool Kitchen? I think it's Cool Kitchen. But anywho, that's basically the framework of the kitchen done, and then I just added in a little bit of a diagonal floor here, just to kind of separate out the space a little bit more, and then we're adding in just some very odd fencing, like odd in terms of it's not rectangular, you know, it's not usual, just to try and create a different lot shape, because that's something in The Sims 4 that's a bit irritating, is all the lots are square or rectangular. They're not really, you know, there's not really any challenges with the lots. You kind of have to make your own challenges. For example, if you want to have a rocky kind of landscape, you kind of have to create that yourself and things. And I think that's something I do find a bit tiring when I'm building, is like having to create my own challenge to build, because it's kind of just an empty square and I can do anything I want. But yeah, the challenge for today was trying to get the tiered houses to work, and I feel like it's worked quite well. And I really, really, really enjoyed how this living space turned out. So you can see I've cluttered up the entryway just now. So it's just like a little entryway table, dustpan and brush, place to hang the bags, to hang the keys, the mail and everything. And then the doormat I went with felt right, just because of it matched the waves, you know, it looks like waves, so I thought that was really cool. That matched like the setting really well. And then these the seating area is made up of island living couches and armchairs, and they're not the usual ones I use, so I usually prefer like the wicker ones, just because they're a bit more boho-y, a bit more islandy to me, whereas this is more modern luxe kind of island vibes. But I really, really enjoyed it, and it's kind of nice to use, again, like I was just trying to use different things that I've not really used before. I think that's one thing that helps make you be really creative, is using a lot of stuff that you wouldn't really use, or using things in ways that you would never expect them to be. That's what I find I enjoy when I'm watching other sim YouTubers. I mean, I'm not really a YouTuber, but like I'm just here for fun. But like when I'm watching like the big shots, you know, like Lil Simsy, Griffy, Evelyn, they do stuff that, like, you know, they're really creating in The Sims with things that you just would never expect. And I take a lot of inspiration from them. But yeah, so we're just cluttering up the kitchen at the mo. So we've got some flowers, some wine, some fruit bowl, and then just classic dish drying rack, you know, kitchen utensils. And now we are moving on into the first bedroom. So this is the main bedroom, comes with the double bed. I end up using, pretty sure I end up using this one from Island Living, just because the other ones, yeah, I wanted this framing of the bed with the curtains, but I didn't want it to be fully framed. It just felt too much in this small room. So the Island Living one's great because it's only kind of like a half, it's like a 2-poster, it's not a 4-poster. And then just clustering up the bedside tables, which are also from Island Living, and then you've got like the mirror there. Obviously, again, I'm still like dotting around. This is what happened in the previous build, is I do dot around a lot. What I was doing, sorry, English, it's late, and I'm ill. What I was first doing when we came into this room was trying to build a bathroom, but I realized it was just going to ruin the space. And what happens later on is I add an addition outside of that room as a bathroom just for that room. And then the mid-tier build has got its own bathroom inside. But yeah. And then, yeah, so just like you can see what I mean here is my debug is activated, but I can't unactivate it. It's just set that way because the Better Build by catalog changes like the coding almost of the build catalog itself, so that debug is in the catalog, which it really isn't. It's kind of like a side to the catalog, so I can't get rid of it, and I have to scroll through it every time. But fortunately, I scrolled through it and I found this awning, or no, pergola is more a better word, which fit really well with the colour scheme I had going on and with the island vibes that I wanted to achieve. So I've used that to create a shelter for some bikes and the bin. And you can see now I am struggling with the entryway, so I had to move the entire build forward, but because they're not all connected, I had to do it really piecemeal, and it was just a bit irritating. And then where I've placed the build now, the stairs wouldn't clip on to the actual wall. I had to create another little porch area, and it's because of the water line. But it let me put the stairs in the water line at first because it was further back inside the sea, and then I realised that, and I realised it probably wasn't going to be functional that way. So I moved it forward, and then, yeah, it was just, very irritating, and I couldn't be bothered to move it again. So, sorry, I'm gonna yawn now. Sorry. So now we are just doing some very, very minor landscaping out on the front of the lot. So we just got some trees. A lot of the stuff is from Island Living, if not all of it, otherwise it's probably Jungle Adventure. And then I do, with my debug that is activated, so I'm like really fuming over it. I have actually got access to every single rock you ever could think of in The Sims, and it's kind of handy. So I have placed down various debug rocks, use that to kind of bulk out the front like yard area. It's not really a yard, it's the beach, but yeah. So that was helpful. And then we were just doing the terrain painting, so I went with like one of the horse ranch swatches, and then I blended it in by using the like Island Living beach sand swatch, and then we just kind of make it look not so thick, because it, don't know why, but the thickness of it was kind of irking me and I didn't really enjoy it. And now we're back into the main bedroom. I told you, we were going to bounce all over the place like a ping pong ball. Sorry, that's my phone. But here we go, building the bathroom for the main bedroom. So I made sure it was the same height by just building it onto this part of the build. And you know what I should have done? I should have made it blue. Should have made it blue as well, but oh well. And then we've just copied across like the deck basically into this level. We go for the Island Living kind of volcanic rock flooring and wallpaper. Just because, you know, it's suitable for the occasion. And then an Island Living. Sorry, can you tell that like my energy is so low? I'm just like, oh yeah, this thing is from that pack. Oh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, everything's Island Living basically, and then I decide to put in the toilet from the for rent pack. And at first I was using this eco lifestyle sink, but then I realized it has a hose on the side of it. Because what I liked about this was the reclaimed wood aspect of this sink and the different wood swatches. It was just irritating when I found out there was a hose. So I switched it out for the Island Living sink, and then we just get a little mirror in there, also from For Rent. And overall, it's just kind of cute. It's really very simple. I think I put the most amount of effort into the living space. That was where I was enjoying myself. And then for lighting outside, we've just got these cottage living succulent lights. Everything as well to do with the blue tiered build. It changes, aside from the interior, it changes all in the exterior, because I had some major navigating issues with the sim when I was playtesting it. So instead of the stairs wrapping around like they are in the video, they end up just being a straight set of stairs, which is very irritating because I really love the wraparound idea of the stairs. So I'm definitely gonna have to bring that into another build at some point, maybe my mermaid build. But yeah, and then also like the light changes sides of the door. Oh, so many changes. I think it gets pulled forward as well, but anywho. You can see I've put a desk in the main bedroom as well, just in case you do want to have a laptop, because this build doesn't have a laptop or a TV. So if you do need one, you can have one, but I mean, it is meant to be a holiday build, so that's why I didn't put one in there. But of course, like I said, if you do need one, you can put one in. And then yeah, this is basically kind of like the singles room, or it's the kids' room. So we've got 2 single beds, again with this 4-poster kind of vibe with the draping of the curtains and everything. These ones are from Seasons, but again yellow, just to break up the colour scheme. That's why I did it. See, there are reasons in my brain, but I don't fully recognise the reasons of why I'm doing stuff. That's why I'm like, it's for the vibes. The reason why I did this is to break up the colour scheme from the living space to the sleeping space, because then you feel, you know, like it just feels fresh. It feels refreshing if the colour scheme changes. Like, you know, imagine you're walking from your living room to your bedroom. The colour scheme's probably going to be different. But yeah, here we go, just kind of copying across most of the same furniture for the bathroom, and then I just get a dresser in here, and I think it's the island living one. And the dressers in the Sims hall are so massive, so I sized down both dressers in the main bedroom and the smaller, like, bedroom, and we are at the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed. Please enjoy the screenshots. I'll see you next week, and yeah, bye.